Can't make this up.
Everyone, I'm Kyle Linsky.
And I'm Paula Todi. We are following breaking news. Neo-Nazis bring their message to a busy spot along I-75.
Yeah, demonstrators and a banner were both spotted on an overpass between Evendale and the historically black village of Lincoln Heights. There was a swift response there. Local 12's Paige Barn has been in that area this...
As my LA brothers would say, they about to squabble up.
Response there. Local 12's Paige Barn has been in that area this afternoon and joins us now live with the latest. Paige.
Yeah, hey guys, the protesters have since cleared out, as well as the counter protests. Just before 3, right behind me on this overpass, as you mentioned, there were about 13 people who were dressed in black, waving a white supremacist flag, and some of them had swastikas as well.
Swastikas? Why do they say swastikas like that for? Swastikas? And they didn't really think 13 people were gonna scare people, and you in a black neighborhood, a black town.
People who were dressed in black, waving a white supremacist flag, and some of them had swastikas as well as carrying rifles on them. Now, shortly after, a counter protest of Lincoln Heights residents say they chased the protesters away, took the flag from the bridge, and burned it. Hamilton County Sheriff's deputies tried to disperse the residents, but they made their way to a Jeep they believed belonged to one of the white supremacists. They slashed the tires and the windows were punched out. Now, as a historically black neighborhood, residents
Now, I hope it wasn't filmed. I hope none of y'all idiots filmed who actually did the damage to the vehicle. Did that in secrecy. Do that in secrecy.
The tires and the windows were punched out. Now, as a historically black neighborhood, residents add they will not allow hate to come in.
That's what Lincoln Heights is about. You know, you hear a lot of things, but we're a community at heart, and a proud historical African American community. So things of that nature, symbols of that nature, don't stand here. You know, it said, you know, that's a symbol of hate. We're a community of pride and love.
We're working to find out if anyone was arrested. Hamilton County Sheriff's deputies were here, Evendale, Woodlawn, Reading, as well as Cincinnati Police Departments were here as well. Live in Lincoln Heights, Paige Barnes, Local 12 News.
All right, Paige, thank you for that update there. And new tonight, the Cincinnati NAACP is responding to this display. The group says,
not
quote,
the NAACP.
We will hold strong in our commitment to the...
Not the NAACP. They about to talk about some bullshit, probably. It's in Ohio? Oh yeah, Cincinnati. We will hold strong in our commitment to the unity and respect for people of all ethnicities, religions, gender, age, and sexual orientation. Listen, y'all the NAACP. Oh, it says Cincinnati right there. But y'all the NAACP. With all due respect, we don't care about all ethnicities. We don't care about none of that stuff. We don't care. What we care about sexual orientation for. We don't care about age for. This is for black folk. Like my man said, so-called African Americans. Calling yourself an African American as a black man is an oxymoron. Calling yourself a black man is an oxymoron. So, Katie, what do we call ourselves? You could call yourself an ADOS, American Descendant of Slaves. You could call yourself a foundational Black American. I don't really like using the term black because my skin is brown, it ain't black. You know, from both sides of my family, my maternal and paternal grandparents both come from the great state of Georgia, South Carolina area. They are Gullah Geechee over there. So, I mean, that's the thing about black folk. We gotta get together and get to our roots, but I digress. WACP, we for black folk. Add all this extra shit for.
Unity and respect for all people of all people receive messages.
It is well known that people receive messages and actions in different manners. The current executive orders and actions have angered many and involved. What do they say? Explain. They wanted to get it popping. They got more people protesting this. Let me see this.
Hate has no place in Cincinnati, and we, all minority groups, are all standing together, and we need to stand together to prevent this from happening in the future.
Outrage off of I-75, where
so that's
some
them.
flags
Who's recording? Is that, oh, you know what that is? That's probably the camera that just showed the highway. Duh.
Over the interstate today. About, what, a dozen or so people?
Yeah, about that many. You just heard from the
They waited a little bit too long to block that out, didn't they?
Cincinnati reacting to not only the hateful display, but but also the nearby residents of Evendale and Lincoln Heights who showed up to protest the neo-Nazi demonstration.
Brady Williams is live after talking with the people that live there.
Yeah, so by the time we showed up, there was a Jeep that was smashed to bits right about here in the
Smashed to
parking
bits.
lot.
I want to see what
We're told that
the
was because
residents
there was a lot
got
of
to say.
anger over what they saw on the bridge just over there. They saw hatred and they saw racism, and they say that there was a lot of hurt over what they saw here.
Tried to elevate myself and hold myself to a level of responsibility and accountability and charity and business ownership that I could be proud of. And I got to stop at a stop sign and somebody called me the N-word.
Eric Ruffin stared down a group of people holding Nazi flags and guns just a few hundred feet from his business. Anyone who drove along...
It's crazy how these people co-opted that swastika sign. That swastika sign is a ancient symbol. Hitler adopted it for a reason. It's an ancient African symbol. It was not only used in Africa, it was also used in parts of Asia. But of course, back in the day, Africa and Asia was one land. Africa and Asia was one, you know. But I digress with that. It was a symbol that, I'm gonna say that for another lesson, because y'all sometimes, you know, lessons be going over people's heads. I'm gonna say that lesson for another time. But like y'all waving in no reality ancient African symbol, bro.
I-75 near Evendale Friday afternoon.
They really blocking shit out.
Saw the same thing.
Officially letting you know there is racism in America.
Residents
Nah.
of nearby Lincoln Heights soon arrived to protest the Nazi demonstration.
Oh, they
This is
protest
something
Nazis.
that we all need to take a stand for. We need them to know this is not
All right,
the
OJ the
1960s.
Juice Man.
This is 2025. We are not playing at this time around.
We're told the people on the bridge came and went in a U-Haul, leaving shortly after locals arrived. Evendale police
They came and went on a U-Haul. And I bet you every one of them was covering their faces up.
released a statement that the demonstration, while offensive, was legal. Protesters took issue with that response.
Freedom of
You're allowed
speech.
to have a protest, but where's your permit? Where's your permission? And then inciting hate, calling people niggas. That's not right.
When Fox 19 arrived, this car had its windows smashed and its tires slashed. Protesters stated that they believed it belonged to one of the men with the Nazi flags.
That's hate. That's what hate is. That's what hate gets you.
Protesters say they were shocked and disgusted by what they saw on that overpass, but their gathering was about standing together.
This is unity. This is all you. Nobody's here to fight. Nobody's here to cause any trouble. Nobody's here to do any of that. But what we're not going to do is have hatred.
This love, like this united, like we united, like.
You know, that's not what the neo-Nazis was going for. Like you said, united is love. It's love. It had black folk coming together. So y'all had the opposite effect. People are playing no games like that no more, man. I was just watching the documentary of 1992 LA riots, you know. I recommend everybody watch some documentaries on it, but this was on YouTube. It was, National Geographic. There was no narrator. It was literally just the news from the day. That's all it was. It was the media for the day telling the story. So I suggest you guys check that out. But they thought they were gonna hurt us. And they brought people together. And you know what I notice about that? Because these guys just don't hate black people and call them niggas. They hate everybody. So where were the other groups of races coming out to? I know black people ain't the only one in Cincinnati. Even though it's a heavy black town. But where were the Hispanics at and New Asians? They hate y'all too. But that's we don't need nobody else though. I was just wondering, but we don't need nobody else to help us. We don't.
But what we're not going to do is have hatred.
This love, like this united, like we united, like.
I hope that this can change, but you have to realize that this is a big issue.
Protesters say they saw hate and they stood their ground. They say they want to know if the masked people on that bridge will simply retreat without repercussions.
What's going to happen next? That's the question. What happens next? Hamilton County Sheriff Charmaine McGuffey did put out a statement in the last hour or so, and in that she says that her deputies were on scene. They were here specifically because they wanted to de-escalate the situation. She says that they...
I ain't gonna front. It be looking like these police be protecting motherfuckers. I ain't gonna front. These police be out here protecting motherfuckers, but that's a different topic for a different day.